Alright guys, what's up? I got something new here. Well, it's not new, it's just new to the collection. My dad has several Colt AR-15 SP1s, okay? He's been collecting them for a while, and recently he decided that he wants to get rid of a few of them, or a couple of them. He already got rid of one of them. He had 4 of them. He got rid of one, now he has 3 left, including this one. And I always wanted one, but right now I really don't have the money for one. So in order to get this from him, what I had to do was I had to get rid of my stainless Series 70 Colt 1911, okay? But right now it's with somebody in the family, so I'm sure if I ever wanted to get it back I could, so I kind of feel good about that. But I like this better. This is something I've always liked. This is a really good example of a classic retro Colt AR-15. This is what they looked like when they first came out back in, I think, either 63 or 64. It's a little bit different than those ones. You know, as the years went on, they kind of had little improvements to them. But from the serial number, I believe this one was made in 1981, and I think that was the last year they made the SP1s. Then they came out with the AR-15A2, the H-bar configuration, but this is a really clean rifle. It's in great shape. I would say it's like 97 or 98% good condition. It has very little wear on it, and it has, you know, an occasional mark here and there, but overall the rifle is in excellent condition. It's all original. All the parts. It looks very similar to a M16A1 that would have been used in Vietnam, but it's a little bit different than an M16A1. The M16A1 had a teardrop forward assist and a fence right here around the magazine release, and it also had a pivot pin that was held in by a detent. This one does not have a forward assist or a shell deflector. It does not have any fence. This is called a slab side receiver. It has a screw to hold in the front pivot. There's no pivot pin, it's just a screw. It's like a front pivot screw, I guess you'd call it. The rear pin is normal. It has a very thin barrel. It's called a pencil barrel. That's what some people call it. The flash hider is not an A1 flash hider. It has slots the whole way around. Okay. Actually, that is an A1 flash hider. It's not an A2 flash hider. That's what I meant to say. Okay. It has your bayonet lug. It has your standard fixed front sight post. Beautiful smooth triangle grips. They're actually very comfortable. I like them a lot. There's your full-sized gas tube. Now, the carry handle is not detachable, obviously, and the rear sight is only adjustable for windage. All the elevation adjustments have to be made in the front. Okay, you have a little tool, and you can just rotate the front sight post to raise it or lower it. Comes with this 20-round magazine. This is a Colt magazine, Colt AR-15. Okay, it's an aluminum mag, aluminum follower. It's kind of like an old style. Okay, it's unloaded. Really smooth action on it too. I mean, that's really smooth. It's really nice. Standard dust cover. Okay. The pistol grip is an A1 pistol grip. It's just smooth. There's no groove for your finger, but it is checkered. The buttstock is a composite. No, I'm sorry. It's fiberglass. It's a fiberglass material that's has a matte black coating over it, and it does have a door for a cleaning kit, which is in there. I have a cleaning kit for this. That's what I was going to say. This foregrip is not polymer, it's a composite. Okay, this is like the early type of plastic that was used. Okay, they didn't have polymer back then, so it's like some type of like composite material. And then the pistol grip is plastic. Okay, it's a really nice rifle. The rear sight is a peep sight, and then you can flip it, and then that gives you a little bit more range. Okay, I think that gives you 50 yards past where you have it sighted in. That's what I heard. And the twist rate on the barrel, I'm not 100% sure on this, but I think it's 1 in 12. I'm pretty sure it's 1 in 12 twist, but I'm not 100% sure. The barrel says it has a C, that means Colt, MP, mag particle inspected, and chrome bore, so it's chrome lined. The delta ring is your old style delta ring. On the newer AR-15s, the delta ring is tapered at an angle, so it's easier to pull down. This one is just flat, so it's a lot harder to pull it down. But you know, it's a retro AR-15, so that's what it has. What else? The markings. It says Colt AR-15, caliber .223, model SP1, and then the serial number has SP for the prefix. It's an SP1, that's why. Now, for the caliber, it says .223. Usually, on any gun, whatever it's tamped is what you're supposed to shoot. Like, on a commercial AR-15, if it says .223, you're not supposed to shoot .556. So, I was researching it, and I found out that even though on the SP1 it says .223, you're actually able to shoot .556, because when they were making the SP1s, they were making these alongside the M16s, and the M16s obviously shoot .556. Well, the M16s were going to the military, the SP1s were going to civilians. Being as this was a civilian gun, and the civilian version of the .556 is .223, they put .223 on the receiver because these were marketed towards civilians. But I called Colt, and they said that the chamber is chambered for .556, but they just put .223 because it's for civilians. So Colt told me that this will shoot .556 with no problems, so that's pretty good to know. Alright, it's a very light gun. You know, it's a full-sized rifle, full-sized AR-15, and it's very, very light. I know my dad had a AR-15A2 with a heavy barrel, and it was a full-size rifle, and that thing was very heavy, but compared to that, this thing's very light. It's because of the barrel, pretty much. It's a very thin barrel. You can see that? Very thin. But, you know, that's how these older AR-15s and M16s were. You know, it's a different look. You don't really see these too often, and some people don't like the way they look, but I like, you know, the history of the guns, and I like the classic versions of it, and it's just something very cool. It's like, you know, this is pretty much the look they had in Vietnam, so that's pretty special. This has an AR-15 bolt carrier. It's not an M16 bolt carrier. My Colt 6920 came with an M16 bolt carrier, but back when these were being made, the ATF, I guess, considered the M16 bolt carrier a machine gun part, so Colt had to change the bolt carrier so that it would not work with a fully automatic M16. So this is an AR-15 bolt carrier. I'll do a video comparing the two. It's kind of hard to explain it without them side by side. The bolt carrier is marked C for Colt, and then the bolt itself is marked MPC. Okay. And there's the internals of it. Yeah, pretty standard. There is no sear relief cut okay, on your fully automatic M16s and modern AR-15s. In the upper receiver right here, right in here, there's a little relief cut. It's called a sear relief cut. The SP1s do not have that relief cut. But yeah, there it is. It's in very good shape. I'm really happy that I got my hands on it. They're pretty hard to find, and they're pretty collectible too. You know, if you find one of these, the prices have really went up, and the carbines especially. If you find an SP1 carbine, they're about $2 grand. Okay, one of these, I would say this one is worth about $1,500 maybe. I got it way less than that though. I got it for what my dad paid for it. He got this back in 2010, I think. Yeah, this was actually the first one that he got, and that's why I kind of liked it, because it was the first one he got. It was the first one I was ever introduced to, and then he got several after this one because he was collecting them. But he has one that's made in the 70s, and that's the one he's going to keep because it's more valuable. So this one was made in 1981. You know, that's good for me. There's also a hole in the carry handle. That's to mount a scope. And Colt made scopes. I forget what power they were, but they were Colt scopes made just for this gun. And those scopes alone are like $400 to $600. So it's just a really cool rifle. Thought you guys would like it. I know I love it. So there it is. There's the Colt AR-15 SP1. And I also have a green canvas sling. It's just like the sling I have on my M1 Grand. I got this from CMP to put it on this AR-15. And yeah, it looks pretty good with it. Alright, see you guys soon.